the whole thing is you want to be the calm coach. You can't be a curious coach or coach parent when you are, angry or frustrated. And so we're calming down those emotions. You can't make those rational decisions. And so that is part of, looking at that whole thing. There was something else that I wanted to say, because with this conversation, you're also wanting to not just get them, obviously the self-awareness is a very big part. And going back to, they may not have the solution, and that's okay. Let them start thinking about what the solution is. Right. It's okay. Sit in there. Well, I don't know what to do. Sit in that for a bit. Be okay with being uncomfortable in the I don't know, because you are helping your kid with self-awareness. Because as parents, we're good parents. We want to solve. We want solutions now. It's okay to not just try. And I found that very hard personally for myself. Like, I have to deal with it right now, but no, I don't have to. Right. So what I also show parents is connect before you correct, because obviously if you have to tell them something where correcting them in the moment they're hitting their younger brother, obviously you've got to tell them, no, you can't do that. So I'm talking about, when it's not urgent, we don't need to teach them the lessons right then and there. And I have to say this to myself over and over again, even now. Just be quiet. Think about it, come back to it. It's okay. You don't need to deal with it right now. And so that I just want to encourage parents. It's okay to just come back and then do the correction.
That's so true. And that was a lesson I learned as a young mom too. I was raised in that, the punishment comes right after, whatever happened. And that timeout period, I just struggled that was not the punishment. That was the calm. That was what we just needed to think. And then when we came around to the being calm and having the discussion, was then we talked about the consequences of what had happened and how much more profound of a teaching experience that was when we could have that conversation calmly and really look at it from the perspective of having thought about it. And just what friction that caused, or, whatever had happened. And we talked about, just how was that disobedient to God's law, disobedient to other people, and having a really fruitful conversation with my child versus, just putting the hammer down and saying, this is wrong, this is what you did, and this is what you should have done, instead of they were part of it. But it was definitely a hard shift from me in my upbringing as well.
Yes, and that was one of the things I didn't do very well when my children were growing up. I really didn't. And I didn't use these coach strategies with my children. And so I tell parents, I didn't do these things. So it's never too late to start coaching your child. I get to do these now with my young adults. So my husband and I, we have these free conversations about, hey, how do we go about this conversation? What do we say?
That's so good.
And we kind of hold each other accountable, because we tend to hand out the advice, and we just got to take a step back and talk about it so we're on the same page. And that's really important.